All right, we're going to start from the beginning. First jersey you see here is the original jersey from the first inaugural season. That was in 1990. This is their original logo. As you can see, it's a goalie that has sort of a Jason vibe to him. He's got the goalie mask. One of his arms looks to be a hockey stick, and the other arm is a glove, and he's making the shape of a C for Cincinnati. And then you see the twister in the background, the Cyclones, hence the Cyclones name. So this was it. This was the first. It was made by a company called Highlight. This brand of jersey was referred to as an ice sheen. You can pick it up right there. I'll start off by saying this is a replica jersey. I have mostly replicas, but I have a few authentics, and I believe I even have a game worn sprinkled in there somewhere, but this one's a replica. These were all the rage in the late 80s, early 90s. This shiny, almost looks like silk material. Definitely doesn't hold up well. Looks kind of tacky. It's a very heavy jersey. I'm sure even the authentics were not nearly as breathable as some of these new ones are, but it just has a certain charm to them. And on the back it has the highlight patch. This I'm assuming would have been their home jerseys. Switching on to the road jersey, the black jersey. So this type of jersey, the ice sheen highlight jersey, they wore that for 3 seasons. They wore it in 1990 to 1991, 91 through 92 when they were in the ECHL. And then the 92 to 93 season, they moved up to the IHL. And that was the final season that they were using this sort of ice sheen material on their jerseys. Again, you got the black, shiny, silk-like material they called ice sheen from Highlight. The replica jerseys were pretty much all one kind of cloth patch. I'm not sure if the authentics were like that. The authentics might have been all embroidered, and this would all be stitched instead of just a screen-on print like these ones are. That's the black jersey. This is a look at their red jersey. I'm assuming this would have been their alternate or their third jersey that they wore throughout the first 3 years in existence. Same sort of stitched on fan replica, I guess kind of cloth patch. Still got the highlight on the bottom that's an actual patch. Probably my favorite of the highlight ice sheen looks was the red one. I like the way that one looks with the shine on it. So here's a look at the silver jersey. This would have been another alternate jersey that they wore during those first 3 years in existence. Again, it's got the ice sheen, same color scheme. Silver, black, and red was pretty much the first color scheme. Again, it's got that nice sheen to it. Same patch. This one, I believe, is actually missing the highlight patch. So again, another replica. I don't have any authentics of these early Cyclones jerseys. And for their second season in the IHL, the 1993-1994 season, they switched jersey makers, and the overall jersey got minor tweaks to it. As you can see, the ice sheen is now gone. Bauer started making the jerseys during this time. Still have the standard colors, the black, the silver, and the red. This is another replica, but you can tell by the patch that it's a little higher quality than the ones they were putting out prior to this. It still is not actually stitched on, it's ironed on, but the actual patch itself is embroidered, which is nice. It's got 2 patches instead of the one big patch on the old jerseys. Again, there's the Bauer tag. A lot of these replicas, the tag on the back had a very hard time staying on. You can tell this one's gone. They had this cheap iron-on Bauer logo. You can still see the outline for. I'd say within owning one of these for 2 weeks, that thing would usually peel off, so it wasn't put on there very well. It's hard to find any of these left that still have the actual Bauer logo on them. This would have to be my favorite jersey from that second wave of jerseys they had. This would have been their black road uniforms. This one is specifically to 1994, 1995 because it has the the 50th anniversary IHL patch on it. It also has the 5-year anniversary of the Cyclones patch on the shoulder. You can see it's the same Bauer jersey, the Pro Wear. Again, it's a replica. I did buy that patch off eBay and had someone sew that on. They wore that during the 94-95 season, 50th anniversary. And then on the shoulders, I bought one of these patches off of eBay, the anniversary patches. And on the other patch, they have just the standard Cyclone logo. So prior to the 94-95 season, they would have had these on both shoulders. But for the 94-95 season, they actually had the patch on both. Unfortunately, I could only find one patch, so it's kind of a hybrid jersey because it has two different patches on each shoulder. This is probably my favorite jersey just because this is what the team was wearing when I saw my first hockey game during that 5-year anniversary year. Just love the way the patches look on it. Here is their red away jersey that they would have worn from 1993 up until 1995. Again, it's a Bauer Pro Wear. Nice patch on the front. These jerseys were incredibly thin. I don't know if you can tell at the bottom. You can actually see light coming through the fabric. Now the authentic jerseys were a lot nicer than these. I actually have one from this era. Alright, this is one of the first authentics that you'll see in my collection. Again, it was from that 1994-1995 season. You can tell by the IHL patch. If you'll notice something about this compared to the last one is the Cincinnati Cyclones crest below the actual logo is missing. This was the alternate or third jersey they wore during that year. I was able to pick this up on eBay. Let's look at the differences between this and the replica. You can tell right off the bat looking at it. Jersey material is different. It's a nice thick quality. A lot of nice sewing on it. The logo itself is actually sewn on, as you can see. Again, it's missing that Cincinnati Cyclones name below it. That's how it's supposed to be. You got the 50th anniversary patch. And this one's correct to the time because it actually has both of the 5-year anniversary patches on each shoulder. It's got one over here and one right there. An easy way to tell if something's authentic, you can look in a few different places. One is usually on the elbows. They'll have reinforced stitching on the elbows, which that one does. And if you look inside the jersey, you see right here, that's a fight strap that they would have hooked onto their hockey shorts to keep the jersey from coming over the head if they got into a fight. And then if you look at the back of the jersey, you can also see the Bauer logo is on there. It's actually stitched on. And you have the IHL logo right there, which is stitched on as well. This was a cool find because I don't ever remember them wearing these uniforms during that first year I started watching them. I thought maybe it was a mistake jersey, so I did a little bit of research and found out that this was indeed a third jersey. So to find this authentic with the patches that I love so much was a huge score for me. And after the 94-95 season, the Cyclones rebranded, changed their logo from the old Jason guy to this, which everyone calls the Twister logo. This is probably their most iconic look. Definitely my favorite logo. They updated the color scheme as well. They have a touch of yellow now in the jerseys that wasn't there prior. I remember being really excited as a kid when they unveiled this. I mean, to this day, that's a cool piece of graphic design. I'm really sad they don't have this logo anymore. It was definitely my favorite. It's definitely a fan favorite too. Yeah, they changed it up. A little more modern for the mid-90s. You got striping on the sleeves and on the side of the jersey. Kind of comes up the side, comes to a point down here, and then back up on the other side. Material is a little better. Still made by Bauer. Quality is definitely better. Again, you got the Bauer tag. Let's see if this one has the Bauer patch on it. It does not. Yeah, overall, just a really cool redesign. Loved these jerseys when they came out. Here's the red away jerseys. I might have these all wrong. I get confused on what was the home, what was the away, what was the alternate. I know during this period when they unveiled all these jerseys, they actually had 4 different colors, which I have all those colors in my collection. This one's actually probably the only surviving jersey that I have from my youth. And that's because I can never wear it because it was an XL. So it pretty much sat in my closet. But this is one from the 95-96 season. Again, it's a replica. So just a really cool jersey. Love that logo. Love that twister. And here's their black alternate jersey. Probably my least favorite of all the new twister jerseys that they unveiled in that 95-96 season. I was able to nab this one. It still has the tags on it. There are a couple subtle differences between this and the other 2 jerseys I've shown you already. First main difference is obviously the maker. So at some point they moved away from Bauer and went to S&P Apparel. This one actually still has the tag on it. This was another eBay find. So this one was worn later on in the early 2000s when they stopped using Bauer. And then the striping is a little bit different on the black jersey. It only has the left side where the striping kind of goes up the shirt. And on this side, on the right side, it's just normal. It's just flat. Whereas on the red one I showed you before, it went up here and then it went up this way. It's only on one side on the black one. All right, now we have the yellow one. I remember being really excited when they unveiled this back in the day because yellow was not a color that usually was associated with the Cyclones, and to have an all yellow jersey like this was pretty sweet. Kind of reminded me of the Boston Bruins 3rd jerseys they had for a while there. It's a good looking jersey. And for whatever reason, these are the hardest jerseys to find. I actually just got this one in the mail today. I've been looking for this for about 3 years. I'll find them pop up on eBay every now and then, but they'll be the wrong size, or they'll have somebody's customization on the back with some random name. But this one I actually found. I paid more for it than I wanted, but again, I'm searching for 3 years. I'm glad to have it in the collection. And it actually is still tagged too, which is cool. So yeah, this is a popular one. Actually still has the Bauer on the back, intact. I forgot to show off some of the shoulder patches on these guys. This is an updated version of their original logo. They kind of updated the goalie mask, gave them the new modern colors. And on the other shoulder here, they have this goalie mask with a tornado. That's actually pretty cool. I dig that. You can see the eyes in there. These patches were on all the ones I just showed you of this new uniform scheme. I just forgot to point them out till now. The 4 jerseys I've shown in this collection were all worn from 1995 till around 2004. That was one of the last years in the ECHL before the group ended up folding. And it was a couple seasons before we had a new team. And for the 2006-2007 season, the Cyclones came back with redesigned uniforms and a little tweak to the iconic logo. Alright, here you have the new logo and jersey design that was unveiled in 2006. The logo went under a little bit of redesign. They got rid of the Cyclones wording that was usually displayed below Twister, and they went with just Twister with a triangle background. Nice clean look. They also changed up the jersey style as well. They're still using S&P. It's got a more modern neck cut on the front. This is a game worn. It came with their certificate of authenticity. You can see the elbows right here of the extra stitching. You can even see a little bit of wear and tear right there. Then the underside, of course, you got the fight strap right there. Back of the jersey had the ECHL logo. And the SP logo right there. And since they took the Cyclones wording off the front of the jersey, they actually moved it to the back of the jersey below the number. None of that is stitched on. That's all printed directly onto the jersey. Cool placement to keep the old Cyclones font. Looks very 90s, so I can see why they tried to move away from it. They kept it traditional with the shoulder sleeves. They got the traditional logo there with the Cyclones font below it on both shoulders. Changed up for a more modern font on the lettering as well as the numbering. This is probably my favorite version of their jerseys so far. I love the lettering they did. It's really cool. Looks like it has motion to it even when it's standing still. Just made the team look faster. And they had the greatest success wearing this uniform scheme. Won 2 Kelly Cups wearing these, 2008 and 2010. All right, I'll start by saying I am missing a few jerseys from this era. They wore a white one, similar to the red one I just showed you guys. This was one of their alternates. I believe this was their second alternate jersey, which they had the Cincinnati displayed across the chest. I really liked this jersey when it came out. One of the first jerseys from the Cyclones I can remember actually having strings on it. Of course, all these are stitched. Again, this is a replica, not an authentic. One of my favorite jerseys. I probably said that like 2 times already, but it's like trying to have a favorite kid. You can't have a favorite kid. You love all of them. And on this one, I got this after they won the 2010 Kelly Cup. It was a special patch they were selling. They had the 2008 and 2010 championships on it. This was never actually worn on this jersey. In this spot, that was kind of my own doing. I just wanted to put it somewhere, so I ended up going right there. Again, this is an alternate jersey. Still has the old Cyclones logo on both shoulders. Right there. There is an alternate that almost uses this exact same jersey style, except it just has the big Twister logo on the front. Don't have that one yet. Like I said, there are a few that I'm trying to hunt down out of this era of Cyclones jerseys. With this jersey, it brings us into the modern era of the Cincinnati Cyclones. As you can see, complete rebrand, new logo, new jersey scheme. They unveiled this for the 2014-2015 season. They've been wearing this same uniform concept all the way up until today in 2024. A lot of people didn't like it, and I'm one of them. Kind of a ripoff of the Carolina Hurricanes. I'll actually throw the Carolina Hurricanes logo up there so you guys can kind of judge for yourself. Again, there's a look at the new redesigned Cyclones logo for the 2014 season. It's a C if you can't tell. Now, I was crapping on this earlier, but I have gotten used to it. I still prefer Twister, but this has grown on me a little bit. Overall jersey design has changed as well. They went back and simplified their colors. They got rid of the yellow. Really just went with red, black, and silver, a nod to the early 90s color scheme. And down here, I've not really figured out what this is supposed to be. It's one of my least favorite designs on this. All right, and here's what is their road jerseys. I believe halfway through the season they flip-flopped their home and road, so this could be a home or it could be a road jersey, but typically I refer to this one as the road jersey. Again, you got the C logo. These are replicas as well. All the ones I've shown you with this new logo are all replicas. But I actually have all of them, or at least all they have up to this point. Now we're into the third jerseys. This was the first of their third jerseys that they unveiled with the total rebrand in 2014. I actually really like this jersey just because of the gray. I wish they would have kept the gray going. They only wore this as a third jersey for a couple years, and they eventually moved on to something else, which I'll show you after this. Big fan of the gray. I do love this color mashup right here with the gray. I'm not 100% sure. The first couple of years of their jerseys, of their new redesign run, might have been CCM. I know this one is, but all the other ones I have are A and K Athletic Knit. This is the only CCM one I have from the new era. So at some point they switched their jersey suppliers. And this would be their second wave, I believe. Their redesign of the third jersey. You had the gray one, the gray CCM I showed you before. This one stands out. It's got an old school kind of feel to it. Not the most original thing in the world. Bears a very strong resemblance to the old Blackhawks jerseys, but Cyclones put their own spin on it. This time you got the Cyclones logo a little smaller inside of this circle with the word Cincinnati Cyclones kind of around it. I do like the cream kind of tan color they added to the logo. Alright, and this brings us to our most recent version of the third jerseys that the Cyclones are currently wearing. One of my favorite looks by the team. Very simple color scheme, just red and black. You got the same C logo on here, except this time it's just all in red and black. And then the back of the jersey, you can see what I'm assuming is supposed to be like a funnel cloud, like a tornado. You got that tornado design that covers the entire jersey. I love the little accents, the red laces up here. Really simple but cool jersey. In the back you can get a better view of the funnel cloud design on it. And it carries over the red C patches on each shoulder. The red AK.